Hi, I'm Rick Richardson. Welcome back to the Salary Step Up series. In this step 3 in the series, we're going to be addressing observation and questions and how we use questions to further our observations. So I want to start with talking about a few techniques, and to get you into the right frame of mind, I want to give you a little bit of a thought process to go through. So you've heard that information is power. Now, I agree with that, except for that information without some organization, a plan, and action is basically worthless. It's information. You need to have a way to take action and to take the action to make that power really come into being. So what we're doing with this step, we're going to look at the observations that we can find information, and then in the next step we're going to evaluate it. So in this one, we're looking to observe and gather information, and we're going to shut off the judgmental part of our thinking. We're not going to evaluate the information now. So I want you to just look, gather, and compile the information. You do have to do a slight bit of analysis or evaluation, and that's only to the extent of determining if you need to find more and where this information is leading you. Other than that, I don't want you to decide, is this good or bad, or is this information something that we're actually going to use in our presentation. It's just a matter of just get as much as you can, and therefore you need to limit this to a time frame that you can afford to spend the time observing, because we're going to need some time for evaluation and then to plan and put it all into works. So don't get hung up on this. We can always continue to gather information and observe and question and gather better and better information as we move forward. So I want you to focus on this for a set period of time. If that's 1 day or 3 days or however much time you're going to give it, but you're going to have a start time and an end time so that you do not drag this process out. You want to be very effective, but you want to be using your time as best as you can without allowing it to drag on. Here's a way I want you to think about this. If you can put yourself into a third-party perspective, an outside observer, how would they see what you do, and how would they see your industry, and how would they gather the information? If you didn't know anything about what you do for a living and how your company operates and how the industry operates, what would there be as a starting point? Where would you start to gather the information, and then what information would you gather in order to get an idea of what your pay should be, what your compensation package should be, what your benefits, all of those other things. Also, if you're looking at this for a job promotion, to look at it and see what kind of moves there are in the industry and how likely is it that a person at this level moves to this level, what kind of job opportunities are available now and in the future in other companies, those types of things. So now that you're looking at this as an outside observer, this third-party perspective, you can use a few questions to develop how you can drill down into this. And all questions have at their root the who, what, when, where, why, and how. Now, to get you going in this, I've made a list of questions, and I'm going to read them off to you. And if you have not already signed up for the newsletter, do so, because the newsletter has this list of questions already laid out in it. You don't have to transcribe it. So here you go. Does your boss have the ability to give you a pay raise? Or alternatively, does your boss have to go to another department or their own boss in order to get your pay increase approved? How much flexibility is there in your company's compensation determinations? How do they determine what pay they will offer for any given position? What can you do in the short term to make a case for your pay raise to be justified? Now ask yourself, what can you do in the future to justify your pay raise? How does your current pay stack up against similar positions in the market? What is the historic and current situation for employee turnover? Is the company conducting any recruitment currently? Does the recruitment involve candidates for positions similar to yours? How is the company performing currently? How have you been performing in the last year? Have you or someone else been successful in getting a pay raise from your boss before? What is the industry average pay for your position? How is your value perceived by your boss and others that you interact with? Are you prepared to accept more responsibility in order to receive a pay raise? What would you do if you did not get a pay raise? All right, so those are questions that should get you started. Go ahead and add any other questions that you can think of that'll fill in the blanks for your particular situation. Make sure that you keep moving forward, but as you do this, you will start to see things in different ways and from different perspectives. So it's okay to have your list of questions, go through, find what you need to find, and then as you're moving into the evaluation step, in step 4, you're going to be able to say, okay, I'm missing a little bit here and I need to go back. So never feel that you have to have everything 100% in this series on one step before you move on, but I do want you to take some time here and be very thorough. All right, so as soon as you're ready, move on to step 4. I'm Rick Richardson. This is the Salary Step Up series. Thanks for watching.